What's up, guys? Today I wanted to make a quick video about my Henry repeating rifle. It's made by Henry Repeating Arms or something of that nature. This one is made in New Jersey. These used to collapse and then you'd like take the barrel off and things of that nature, and then they went into the stock. Everything fit in the stock, magazines, the gun itself, receiver, barrel, all fit down into a stock, and then you could pack the stock with you somewhere, and then I guess you'd pack it in a backpack or something like that. You'd go somewhere, put it together, and then shoot. Real James Bondy stuff. I've had this gun, and I printed all this like before I even had my YouTube channel, and it just dawned on me the other day that I never made a long format for this, and the blue is pretty ugly, I will admit, but sometimes when you get into 3D printing, you end up buying a lot more filament of a color for a certain project, and then you realize that you have way too much filament for the project, so then you just start printing random things until you're out of that filament, and that is why this abomination is teal blue. I made the SG22 at the beginning of my channel, and this was filament left over from it, and I made this very odd looking firearm. I do not remember where I got a lot of these files because it was so long ago, and I probably wouldn't share that with you anyways. They're very easy to find, but pretty much what we got going on here is this black piece back here I printed, and then that gets attached with the same screw that you would use for the stock that originally comes with the firearm. And then this piece here allows you to print an AR-15 pistol grip, which is what this is. And then I found this online, and I've made two of these now. You gotta buy a bunch of different things to make them, but this is, if you want to find it online, I'm pretty sure it's an MP5 collapsible stock. As you can see, I have a button here which will fully collapse that, and you can fire this firearm collapsed. We'll do a little bit of that here in a second. Pulls out, locks into place. You gotta buy some like M3 springs, or not M3 springs, M3 screws, some springs, and you gotta buy these too. You gotta just kind of rig this thing together. As you can see, it's screwed there in the back. And then this handguard, I'm not sure where I got this handguard. Pretty much just look up Henry Repeating Rifle STL files and you're gonna find them. It's not hard to find stuff on the internet, people. Let's do some shooting and then let's talk a little bit more about this bad boy. A lot of people say these are unreliable, but from my experience, I've never had issues with this firearm. Now that I say that, it'll probably jam every time, but it's just a unique, dumb firearm that why not own it? As you can see, there is no last round bolt hold open, and I don't know how many rounds that was. I think it's like 8. Must be more than 8. Maybe it's around 10. It might be around 10 round magazines. Not entirely sure. Let's go another. Alright, so I got both my magazines loaded back up, and we're going to fire this thing again, but I forgot to mention that this black piece that mounts in here, it has a Picatinny rail mount here, so this MP5 mounts onto a Picatinny rail. Just figured I'd add that to you. It's kind of a unique firearm. A lot of people, I don't think, shoot the Henry as well with the stock that originally comes with it. You don't have a handguard. You got to hold onto the barrel or kind of hold here when you shoot it, so if you got one of these, you got a 3D printer, it's kind of a cool thing to do. As far as I'm concerned, this makes the firearm a lot more practical. It feels a lot like shooting like an AR-15 or something like that nature. I don't think anyone's buying this firearm though for practicality. A lot of people, like collectors, are probably just buying the Henry Repeating Rifle because it collapses and goes in the stock. But I mean, if you want to play around and have some fun printing, it's a unique little thing to do. I would also like to mention that this stock works perfectly on this because it drops here out of the way. But if you had one that kind of just went straight and you couldn't get your face down low, and I'm a pretty small dude, so I can do this. A larger guy might not even be able to use this setup here, but to see your iron sights or your peep sight, you got to get awfully low. That's why I have earplugs in. I usually wear earmuffs, but with this firearm, you can't get low enough to even see your peep sights if you're using your muffs. So just wanted to add that, and let's see how she fires with the stock collapse. Christ. It'd probably be a lot easier to shoot this firearm if I chambered around. That's very uncomfortable. I do not recommend doing that. I wonder if I could... Oh yeah, I could probably use it like that. Let's shoot this thing like a pistol. I think these are 8-round magazines. I think I was correct originally. I don't know why I didn't count when I just loaded them, but I'm just a brain dead YouTuber, so this is what you get, boys. It's what you get. Alright, that is empty. Yeah, I've thought about putting a RMR rail on here and then maybe putting, or not an RMR rail, putting a Picatinny rail, maybe just screwing it into plastic and then putting a red dot on here. That would make this thing a hell of a lot of fun to shoot and a lot more practical. But anyways, guys, if you like this, you know, I don't know, subscribe to the channel, dude. I don't know what you're waiting for. Just subscribe.